Welcome to my little garage. Today we're going to be heading off to do a little bit of shopping. We're going to go to a hardware store. Well, actually not a hardware store, an automotive store. We're going to go to O'Reilly's, and we're actually going to pick up a gasket kit for one of the Holley double pumpers for the motor. It's the one right there. Okay. So I thought I'd bring you along. Hopefully we'll be able to get that. Need to get some stuff there, a little oil and a filter and some other stuff so that we can actually get the motor going, hopefully maybe get it running. So we'll see you there. Okay, so here we are. We're going to head inside. We're going to pick some stuff up. You get to stay out here. Sorry. Hopefully we'll have everything we have. Normally I like coming to OOO instead of going to being in the zone because they normally have a lot more of the stuff that I'm looking for. They have better filters. They have any of the other stuff that I normally like to use, and additives and things like that. So I normally come here. So we'll see you after I get back. So that's done. Picked up a bunch of stuff. Got one more stop on the way back home, and once we get home we'll kind of go over what I bought and hopefully put some stuff in and get us that much closer. Alright, we're back. So let's take a quick look at what I bought. First thing I bought was a carburetor rebuild kit. Now, I don't think I'm going to use this, partially because we have a Holley carburetor, and this says it'll rock. Now, it might fit, it might work, I don't know, but the guy really didn't know if it would fit or not, so I looked it up on the old eBay, and I'm going to order that in. That should be here in a few days, and then we can work on that carburetor. Got some auto lights. They were cheap. I wanted to spend a little bit more on them and get a little bit better, but that's what they had, and it'll do for our purposes. I want to make sure we get those filled in before we try and start it. Of course, got a Wix 51515. That's easy enough to remember. Oil filter. And let's see. Got some Rotella T4. That other guy with a beard in the other garage says that's some good stuff for old engines, so I'm going to trust him. And then, of course, because it's old, and we got some heavy-duty oil stabilizer to make sure that since we totally cleaned everything out, that everything gets covered before we do it. So we're going to start today is we're going to make sure that we put the oil filter on. We're actually going to fill this thing with oil. put the spark plugs in. And then from there, we'll see where we go. Maybe we'll start doing hoses. I don't know. We'll see what we do. I like using wicks. They're good quality, a lot better than that Fram, because the Frams just they're just not good. They don't have good paper in them, what have you. So make sure you always put a little bit of oil on the gasket before putting it on. That just helps you get it off later. Make sure everything's clean. And just hopefully. Now you don't have to wrench these on. Just get them hand tight. You don't put a wrench on it and crank on it. There's a rubber seal for a reason. It's to make sure to keep the stuff out, but you don't need to crush it. Okay? Here we go. Alright, when you're tightening down your spark plugs, just want to get them snug and then just a little more. You want to make sure she's seated in and that washer is crushed just a little bit. Doesn't normally take much, so touch more. I think we're ready to put a little oil in it. So first thing I want to do is check to make sure that everything, anything that might drain oil is plugged. Let's see, that's all fine. Plugs in. That's on, this is on, those are tight. All right, I think we're ready. First step. First thing you want to do, guys, is make sure your filter is clean. If it's got a lot of dust in it, dirt, clean that out. Last thing you want to do is throw oil down inside there and have all that dirt go right in your engine. Okay. So I'm going to put in about 3 quarts of this first. Okay. And then I'll put in the oil treatment because it's really thick and it's cold, so it's even thicker. It's actually a nice day here in Wisconsin today for us. It's about 40 degrees, which is good for this time of year. Get your heavy duty oil stabilizer. Just dump it right down inside. See, it really thick, kind of like honey or syrup. Just squeeze it out. And then what will happen is when you mix this, it'll thin it out. It'll go in there a lot easier. Now, you can just sit here and let it drain. I'm not quite that patient, so I'll wait a couple seconds here. And then I'll be done. Stringy dough. Alright. Cap back on. Mix gently. Ever so gently. Alright, that should be good enough. Alright, you know what? Forget the funnel. I'm gonna make a mess. So this will help when we start it for the first time. It's a little stickier. It'll stick to everything a little better, so it won't be dry when we first start her up. Whoop, whoop, the duck, whoop. This is why we can't have anything nice. Okay. Almost. All right. So now, next step, like I said, is to clean up your mess. Since you got, you know, about 4 quarts in the engine and at least a quart out of it. Make sure that you have your spark plugs just hanging out so it drips all over your spark plugs too. Oil's good for, you know, spark plugs and electricity. No, it's not. It's actually pretty bad. Luckily we have brake clean. Clean it all off. Okay. Should be okay. Put the cap back on. Breather, cap, whatever you want to call it. Alright, so what else we got? Well, we can do the exhaust manifolds. Let's throw those on. And see what we're looking like. So I thought about this, and I thought, man, that thing is heavy. There's got to be a smarter way to get that onto the motor than just hoisting it up there, since, you know, it's just me. So I thought, why don't I use my brain, or like my dad used to say, use my head for more than a hat rack. Use this thing that I have here to hoist it up and hold it there so I can screw it in. Now, maybe there's a better way to do it, but I'm a simple man, so I don't know. Let me know in the comments down below if there's an easy way to put these heavy dogs on without splitting the 2 pieces. It's probably the best way to go, but I don't want to redo the seals in there, the gaskets in there, so I'll do it this way. If it's harder, it's harder. Attempt one. Well, something. Hold a little bit. Let's find out, shall we? Well, wish me luck. I suppose there's probably a handful of you guys that are either A, screaming at me to do it the right way, which I don't know what it is, or B, laughing hysterically. Yes, I know I didn't put the gasket on. Out of the way. You ever get to the point where you just aren't sure what you're doing, and you just kind of make it up? That's kind of where I'm at. Did I mention I'm not a professional? I'm here to motivate you guys so you guys can get your hands into stuff you don't necessarily know about. I mean, let's be honest, if a dummy like me can figure this out, any of you guys will be brilliant. Oh, that's good. Then break up. Gentlemen, ladies, waste of money. Well, I give up. We'll take the top off. I need better ratcheting wrenches. These craftsmen just have too big of a head on them. They just don't fit in the same spots. Try this again. That was easy. First time. No. I don't want to do the other one. Alright, just going to put a little RTV on here and slap it back on.
Hello?
Hello, how are you?
Okay. Do you think you want to try to pump the trailer? Well, before it snows again.
What do you mean pumps the trailer?
I thought you had to pump water out.
No, it's all frozen. It's still all frozen. I checked already.
Really? How can it be frozen when it's been like 50?
It's a block of ice
All of it is, though?
inside.
Okay. It just looks really scary.
Yeah, it's really not that bad, believe it or not.
The tires are up in the air.
Yeah, but the other one's running around.
Well, of course they are. That's kind of how that works.
Yeah. So, if you happen to be an engineer and you created this, shame on you. Pain. Shoulders. Pain. Back. Pain. Carry on. Click. 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 Yeah, gotta love it when RTV gets over everything. Well, that was a lot of fun, but my back and elbows and shoulders all are hurting. I don't know if I mentioned, I'm kind of getting up there in age, 52. Still plenty to work on stuff like this and have a good time. Just keep moving. It's the biggest thing. Well, that's going to be it for today. Put in oil, put in spark plugs. One of the exhaust manifolds is in. Got the oil filter in. Not a bad day. So, do me a favor, give me a like, subscribe if you're new, and leave a comment down below. I know we got a comment on the last one, appreciate it. He was asking what size my shoes are. I don't care what you ask. Go ahead and ask. I don't have any problem whatsoever, so go for it and ask. That's 12, by the way. I hope you enjoyed, because sometimes it's a lot of work, but it is still a lot of fun, and hopefully you guys can understand that, you know what, this guy is really just doing this for fun. He really doesn't know a ton about what he's doing, so get out there, try something new out. You're only going to better yourself. All right? Talk to you guys next time.